Long before time learned to count itself, before roads cut through red earth, there stood a village called Obioma. At its heart lay a sacred stone, carved by ancestors whose voices still whispered through the wind. It was said that this stone held truth, destiny, and love that could never be undone. Among the children of Obioma was a girl named Nkiru. From her earliest days, she was drawn to the sacred stone, as though it called her by name. The elders watched in silence, for they knew this child carried more than flesh and bone. Time passed, and the child became a maiden of rare grace. Beauty rested upon her like morning light upon calm water. Yet behind her gentle smile lived a soul burdened by destiny she did not choose. Beyond the village paths lived Obinna, son of a fallen hunter. Poverty shaped his days, but honor shaped his heart. He hunted not for glory, but so others might eat, and the gods watched him closely. On a dusty market day, fate stopped walking and chose to kneel. When Nkiru fell, Obinna reached out, and in that brief touch, two destinies recognized each other. The world grew quiet, and the ancestors leaned closer. After that day, chance became frequent. Their paths crossed again and again, as though the earth itself rearranged its steps to bring them together. Beside the flowing stream, words found courage. Dreams were shared, fears confessed. And there, beneath the open sky, love began its gentle walk. Their love did not shout. It grew quietly, through glances, shared laughter, and peaceful silence. Like a tree, it rooted itself deep, unseen but unbreakable. Under the moon's watchful eye, promises were made. Promises of tomorrow, of standing firm even when the world turns its back. Then came the festival, the day the gods listened more closely than men. Drums spoke, dancers moved, and spirits gathered unseen among the living. The oracle spoke with a voice not his own. Nkiru was chosen for a union of blood and power. A decree sealed not by love, but by tradition. And hearts broke quietly. Her father stood torn between duty and blood. For how does a man choose between the ancestors who raised him and the child he brought into the world? When Obinna heard, the fire within him dimmed. Yet even in pain, he chose dignity over anger, love over destruction. He stood before the elders, not as a poor hunter's son, but as a man in love. His words were calm, but his heart thundered. As preparations began, Nkiru's tears fell silently. Tradition dressed her body, but that night, courage overcame fear. Nkiru chose to speak where silence had. Before the sacred stone, under moonlight and trembling stars, two souls knelt. They spoke not to men, but to eternity itself. The earth answered. The stone awakened. Destiny shifted. What was spoken in truth was carved beyond erasure. Morning came with royal footsteps and heavy pride. Yet the village air was uneasy, as though warning. The earth answered. The stone awakened. Destiny shifted. What was spoken in truth was carved beyond erasure. The oracle trembled. The truth could no longer hide. The stone had already chosen. There, upon sacred stone, were carved the names of true love. And the father finally understood what the ancestors had been teaching all along. The prince departed in silence. Power bowed to truth, and the village breathed again. Elders argued, but nature answered. Crops grew greener, waters ran clearer. The ancestors had already decided. With trembling hands, tradition bent, not broken, but refined. Love was no longer the enemy. Joy returned to Obioma. Drums celebrated, voices lifted, and love stood where fear once ruled. Years passed, and peace settled gently upon the land. From love came life, and from courage came wisdom. The stone remained, but its meaning had changed. It no longer bound hearts. It reminded them to be true. For tradition without truth is hollow, and destiny without love is cruel. And so, in Obioma Kingdom, love was carved in sacred stone, not to imprison souls, but to set them free.